and you're afraid to hone that other hole out.
It's alright, the YouTube machinists will make sure we're doing it wrong.
Oh, they're gonna fucking scream when they see this. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is even that? Alright, we're back working on this in the shop. I've already started quite a bit. We're just adding some D-rings for tiebacks up on the top of the mast and some D-ring tiebacks on the front. But the big problem is we got this cover that was rotted out on the front of the winch, and of course all the bolts were common, so I cut them off. So now we're in the process of welding nuts onto the bolts to get them out, and we already have one success there and one that is being successful and two more to go, so they're going pretty slick. And then here's the new cover right here, and a new brake band that goes in there, so when you let off the winch it holds it in place under heavy load. So we're able to get these parts on here. I cut these out with a torch and then machined the inside out to 1.25 inches, so most shackles will fit in it. These are the concrete spikes that I've been talking about that I got built that go down in them tubes and get pinned in. So them are done, just got to drill the holes for them and put handles on them so you can lift them up and down. So there's that. We're gonna end up painting this thing, but I just need to get the rest of the welding done. I figured out how I'm gonna build the tray up in the front for the chains to sit in. We're leaving the bottom open. Actually, I might just do expanded metal. I don't know, we'll see yet. But otherwise it'll be open. So that's all looking good. We got a paint scheme for it. The owner came and looked at it and he likes it, so black, red boom. Pretty easy. I'm gonna do Raptor liner on the black just because it's against the ground and gets beat, and it'll be normal paint on the boom and some graphics. So pretty cut and dry. I'll probably do, thinking 2 LED pods at a 45 right here, one on each side, and that'll be about good enough for it. So that's the plan. It should be done in this video. Leave the hard jobs to the professionals. That's 4 extractions out of that cast piece. No drilling, no rethreading. Just a MIG welder and some talent. Okay, moving forward, we got the D-ring holes mounted, and now I'm building a toolbox or a chain box that fits within the front. So you can tell I got this mocked up in here and welded in, and then it's gonna be bolted with riv nuts here, here, there, and there, there, and there. So it just a 3-sided piece that pulls out for washing, or if you had to take the boom out, it all comes out. So I got the holes drilled for that marked. So that's gonna be that, and then I'll put like a little lip here, hook chains on, or a bar or something to hook chains on across. Probably, I'm not sure if it's gonna be mounted to the, probably be mounted to that, so it's removable. So I gotta figure that out yet, but now I'm moving on to building the bracket to hold the valve body. So this valve body will sit in here like this, and then I'll have a lever that goes across the back for the controls. I would put the lever across the front, but since this boom comes all the way up to here and down, you can't get a rod to go across. So it's got to be behind the mast. So I'm making that mount right now. And even though it's going to be remote, we still going to have a manual lever on it. So it'll kind of sit like that, but down in there, rod that goes across to push this in and out. So that is the plan. So see how it goes. Okay, we got the valve mounted here. I built this nice little bracket. I don't know, kind of fitting. Since the rest of it's kind of all boxed out, I kind of wanted to make the bracket box out so it looks like it belongs. Gotta put 2 more bolts there on both sides. Just use nut zerts so this bracket can be removed. This is bolted to the bottom, but like I said, I kind of want to make it boxed in so it matches the 440 vibe. Kind of nice. Got the boom set down, but that and that gap are about the same. So, I mean, I didn't want to touch it down yet because I don't have the bolts for that in, but that was just guesswork, and it's pretty close. But yeah, so might have to notch this a little bit, or just make sure they're careful with it, because I think that there's going to touch before this does. But you should always run it with the cable tight up top. So yeah, that if that's touching, and the cable's gonna be loose, so that'll probably be fine. But this thing's coming along nicely, and then it's got the electronic valves here, but I wanted them protected, so I put them directly underneath the main beam that don't move, so if anything got brushed into it, brushes off, and doesn't take out these valves because they're very expensive. That was kind of my plan there. So then you got the valve there, it goes choo choo. So I'll put a little pipe down here that goes all the way across, and I have a lever probably down here, and when that pivots, it pushes this valve in or out. So super clean, should work good. Keep this project rolling. Work continues on this. Got the plumbing figured out, hoses ran. I did test it, the motor does work, winch works. I'm just working on this linkage here for the levers. So I'll have a lever on both sides. Just like that, it'll spin and push on the valve with a little lever. And then this is gonna be on here as well, and it's got a little piece that rests against the cable with springs to keep it tensioned so it rolls up nice. But otherwise, it's going along. I got them LED lights kind of rigged up on there. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. Okay, I've made a lot of progress on this thing. We got the levers made. Should be right here. Forward, backwards. They're just sitting on here for the time being. We got the linkage made here. Goes there into the valve body. We got a spring-loaded cable guide that keeps the cable straight. We have the rod, we have the plumbing, lights are wired, positive, negative. When you plug it into the skid steer, we have another lever on this side so you can run it from both sides. And we got the remote wired. I don't know if I'm super happy with this, but if you have ever problems, it's easy to fix, so it's not buried. I got the harness so it'll all nut zerd in. It'll all come off when it comes time to paint. Valve body will come off, controls will come off to get the frame out of the frame, if that makes any sense. Lodar remote, plumbed in, works. We're gonna hook it up to the skid steer and see if it actually works, but it should. The solenoids click, so there she is. Got the concrete spikes or ice spikes in, pinned in, holes drilled. Just gotta put a little lever on top so you can set it up and down. But otherwise, I think it's almost ready for unassemble and paint. So this levers and all this kind of took some time. We had some springs down there to keep pressure on the cable, but I didn't want too much pressure because then you can't pull it out easy. But yeah, I think it's about as clean as you can make it. These levers are kind of cool, I thought. Right on each side. So we'll see, should work. All right, it's all pretty much done besides the disassembly. Everything's wired besides the plug-in for the Bobcat, because we're not using a cat machine on this, so I just have it on jump pack. We'll give you the walkthrough on how it works. So we'll start by, you gotta start the machine. And on a cat machine, to override, you just you leave it in park setting, then you click, you don't click the override. Okay, back to where we were at. So yes, you have to put it in park, and then you have to roll the trigger forward. That gets the hydraulic pressure flowing. Then you have to click this button here. Click that. Maybe not. Hold it. Click that. Oh, no, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, hold it. Hold it. Click that one. Okay, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Not that one. Oh, that one. Okay, so roll this ahead and you do click this one and then it continuously flows. My bad. And then, since park brake's on, then you click the override button it lights up yellow, and then you can lift your arms and you can get out of the machine. And then you're continuously flowing hydraulics. And then I got controls here so you can run the winch straight like this, or you can grab the remote and run it from wherever you want, which is pretty slick. I just have it hooked up to a jump pack right now because it will be hooked into the round plug on a Bobcat. And then you can get adapters for other machines too, but this will be going on a Bobcat. But super fast, and this is at machine at idle, so it'll go way faster. And then the controls are on both sides, depending on if you're working on either side of the machine, or if the remote quits working or whatever, you do have an alternative option. And a lot of people want to put big mesh up here. Yeah, fine, wonderful. Hard to get out, can't open the door. You're not in the machine anyways. No different than running a wrecker. You don't get no mesh. So, just the way it is. But yeah, the remote's slick. I don't know how far away it'll work, but if it's anything like my other trucks, probably, I don't know, a few hundred yards, I'd imagine. Maybe we'll see here. Yeah, zero issues. So, that's quite a ways away. Out of the line of fire if you're really worried about breaking something, but I don't know, just do better, you won't break stuff. So, that's what it is. I'm gonna post this video, and then next time you see it, it'll be totally done, painted, stickered, graphicked, on the way to its new owner. Pretty slick, I like it. I think it's a good design, not only because I built it, but I think it's a good design. I think it'll do what it needs to do. I'm not gonna do any test winching before I paint it because it's gonna work. I'm gonna have to, once I put cable on it, I gotta adjust the backlash brake, and I have to change the gearbox oil, and then just reassemble new cable. Chain tray's done. Probably talked about that already. The tiebacks on my machine would go from here to here, and I think on their machine goes here to here or here, which doesn't really matter. As long as it's tied back to the upper side of the boom, you're good. So yeah, I'm freaking stoked about it. It's working slick. I was a little nervous about the cable tensioner being on the same rod as the controls, but even under load, I pushed it all the way back and you still move the controls just fine. So, not rocket science. It's just a winch box, but there she is. Once we get it painted, new cable on it, we'll go pull some stuff around and see how it goes. So there she is, one bad unit.